Picture this. You've just imported a brand new Tesla Cybertruck to Europe, spent over $100,000, navigated complex shipping logistics, and you're ready to show off your futuristic ride. Then, the police pull you over and confiscate your vehicle on the spot. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now across Europe and the UK, where the Cybertruck has been effectively banned from public roads. The reason isn't what you'd expect, and the cases are piling up faster than Tesla can find solutions. What started as regulatory concerns has turned into a full-blown international incident that could cost Tesla billions in lost sales. The European ban on the Cybertruck isn't about emissions, autonomous driving, or even political tensions with Elon Musk. It's about something far more fundamental. The vehicle's design makes it a pedestrian death trap, according to European safety regulators. The sharp, angular stainless steel body that makes the Cybertruck look so distinctive is precisely what makes it illegal on European roads. European Union motor directives are crystal clear about vehicle safety requirements. Any protruding part of a car must be rounded with a minimum radius of 3.2 millimeters, a provision intended to minimize damage to vulnerable road users in the event of a collision. European automakers must adhere to tough regulations, including banning sharp edges and mandating safety features designed to reduce harm to pedestrians and cyclists. The Cybertruck's sharp lines and rigid stainless steel body directly challenge these guidelines. The regulatory framework behind these bans has decades of crash test data and real-world accident statistics. When a 2.5-ton vehicle hits a pedestrian or cyclist, every design element matters. Rounded edges and crumple zones can mean the difference between severe injury and death. European regulators argue that the Cybertruck's design philosophy prioritizes vehicle occupant protection at the expense of everyone outside the vehicle. But here's where things get interesting and expensive. Despite the obvious regulatory hurdles, some enterprising individuals have found ways to get Cybertrucks registered in Europe, leading to a cat-and-mouse game with authorities that's playing out in real time across multiple countries. Using a special exception, a Tesla Cybertruck has been registered in the Czech Republic, even though it may be too heavy. The importers got creative with their approach to meet safety requirements. The folks who imported one into the Czech Republic got around the sharp edge requirement by fitting incredibly thin rubber pads to the corners. This bare minimum modification was enough to satisfy local regulators, at least temporarily. However, European safety organizations weren't impressed by these cosmetic fixes. European safety groups argue that the Cybertruck's weight, shape, size, and performance raise safety concerns for the individually imported examples. The rubber padding solution is seen as a band-aid fix that doesn't address the fundamental safety issues with the vehicle's design. The situation escalated dramatically in the United Kingdom, where authorities took direct action against Cybertruck owners. UK police seized a Cybertruck because it's illegal there, sending a clear message that even individually imported vehicles wouldn't be tolerated on public roads. Tesla's shiny, angular Cybertruck isn't currently allowed on UK streets, with multiple hurdles and one particular law getting in its way. The UK's approach is particularly strict because of their specific safety certification requirements. The Cybertruck does not have a certificate of conformity, which makes it illegal to drive on UK roads, failing on several grounds, including sharp edges that make the car a pedestrian hazard, with UK law requiring a minimum of 3.2 millimeters wide rounded edges for any protruding parts. Germany has taken an equally firm stance against the Cybertruck. Tesla's Cybertruck is banned in Germany, with authorities stating that the Cybertruck does not meet the safety regulations in Europe. Tesla hasn't even released crash test results, and it is already being banned for sale in Germany, indicating that regulators aren't waiting for official safety data before taking action. The breadth of the European resistance to the Cybertruck is remarkable. The Cybertruck is technically banned in most European countries, creating a continent-wide barrier to Tesla's expansion plans. This isn't just a few countries being overly cautious. It's a coordinated regulatory response based on established safety standards. The weight issue compounds the safety concerns significantly. The Cybertruck weighs significantly more than typical passenger vehicles, and this extra mass creates additional risks in collision scenarios. The Cybertruck is too heavy for ordinary motorists according to European standards, which classify vehicles differently based on weight and intended use. European road infrastructure also presents practical challenges beyond safety regulations. Most European roads are about 3 meters wide, while the Cybertruck is 2.03 meters, or 79.9 inches, making it too wide for the roads of Europe. This infrastructure mismatch means that even if safety concerns were resolved, practical usability would remain problematic. The regulatory differences between the United States and Europe highlight fundamental philosophical differences in vehicle safety approaches. Because the Cybertruck is classed as a light-duty truck in the USA, it gets exemptions from many safety regulations, including for pedestrian safety. That's not the case in Europe, however. American regulations prioritize occupant protection, while European regulations place equal emphasis on protecting pedestrians and cyclists. The economic implications of these bans are staggering for Tesla. The Cybertruck reportedly has up to 1.9 million pre-orders from prospective buyers around the world, and a significant portion of these orders likely came from European customers who now cannot legally receive their vehicles. Tesla faces the choice of redesigning the Cybertruck for European markets or writing off one of the world's largest automotive markets entirely. Safety organizations across Europe have been vocal in their opposition to the Cybertruck's design. European road safety organizations are terrified of the Cybertruck because it seems so obviously dangerous, noting that the Cybertruck fails to meet a range of basic European road safety norms that apply to passenger cars. These organizations have been lobbying regulators to maintain strict enforcement of existing safety standards. The letter from European safety organizations to regulators outlines specific concerns beyond just the sharp edges. The vehicle's size, weight, and performance characteristics all contribute to increased risk for vulnerable road users. The combination of factors creates what safety experts describe as a perfect storm of pedestrian and cyclist danger. Real-world enforcement of these bans has created dramatic situations for Cybertruck owners and importers. Beyond the UK police seizure, there have been reports of registration denials, import confiscations, and legal challenges across multiple European countries. Some owners have found their expensive imports stranded in customs or storage facilities, unable to be legally registered or driven. The modification attempts to make Cybertrucks European compliant have ranged from the ridiculous to the innovative. Beyond rubber padding on edges, some importers have explored bodywork modifications, weight reduction measures, and even structural changes to meet safety requirements. However, these modifications are expensive, potentially compromise the vehicle's integrity, and may not satisfy regulators anyway. Tesla's response to the European situation has been notably muted. The company hasn't announced specific plans for a European-compliant Cybertruck variant, nor have they challenged the regulatory basis for the bans. This silence suggests either that Tesla doesn't view Europe as a priority market for the Cybertruck, or that they recognize the fundamental design changes required would create a completely different vehicle. The legal challenges facing individual importers highlight the complex intersection of vehicle regulations, consumer rights, and international trade law. Some owners are pursuing legal action to recover their investments, while others are seeking regulatory exceptions or alternative registration pathways. These cases could set precedents for future electric vehicle imports and safety standard enforcement. The timing of these bans coincides with increasing global scrutiny of large pickup trucks and SUVs in urban environments. Cities around the world are implementing size and weight restrictions for private vehicles, citing safety concerns for pedestrians and cyclists. The Cybertruck bans represent a broader shift toward prioritizing vulnerable road user protection over vehicle size and performance. Insurance implications for Cybertruck owners in countries where the vehicles are banned or restricted create additional complications. Insurance companies are reluctant to provide coverage for vehicles that don't meet local safety standards or cannot be legally operated on public roads. This insurance gap leaves owners with expensive assets that are both illegal to drive and difficult to protect financially. The environmental irony of banning electric vehicles for safety reasons hasn't been lost on critics of the European approach. Tesla supporters argue that preventing the adoption of electric vehicles, even large ones, undermines climate goals and emissions reduction targets. However, safety regulators maintain that environmental benefits don't justify compromising pedestrian protection standards. Looking toward potential solutions, Tesla would need to make fundamental design changes to create a European-compliant Cybertruck. This would likely require rounded body panels, reduced weight, modified dimensions, and potentially different materials. Such changes would essentially create a different vehicle that might not appeal to the same customer base that finds the current design attractive. The precedent set by the Cybertruck bans could affect other unconventional vehicle designs from Tesla and other manufacturers. Future electric vehicles with non-traditional aesthetics may face similar regulatory scrutiny, potentially stifling innovation in automotive design. This regulatory conservatism might push manufacturers toward more conventional vehicle designs to ensure global market access. Consumer reaction to the bans has been mixed, with Tesla enthusiasts expressing frustration at regulatory barriers, while safety advocates applaud the enforcement of protective standards. The debate reflects broader tensions between technological innovation, consumer choice, and public safety regulation in the automotive industry. The global implications extend beyond just Tesla and the Cybertruck. Other manufacturers developing large electric vehicles or unconventional designs are watching the European response carefully. The regulatory precedent could influence design decisions for future vehicle development programs worldwide. As this regulatory drama continues to unfold across Europe and the UK, one thing is clear. The Cybertruck's distinctive design that makes it so recognizable also makes it fundamentally incompatible with European safety standards. Whether Tesla chooses to redesign the vehicle for international markets or accepts the loss of European sales remains to be seen. The cases we've discussed, from Czech Republic registrations to UK police seizures to German bans, represent just the beginning of what could become a protracted regulatory battle. As more Cybertrucks attempt to enter European markets through various channels, we can expect more dramatic enforcement actions and legal challenges. The Cybertruck's European ban saga perfectly illustrates the complex challenges facing global automotive manufacturers in an increasingly regulated world. What works in one market may be completely unacceptable in another, forcing companies to make difficult choices between design vision and market access. If you found this deep dive into the Cybertruck's European troubles as fascinating as I did, make sure to subscribe to Car Curator for more insider analysis of the automotive industry's biggest stories. We're always uncovering the real reasons behind the headlines, from regulatory battles to technological breakthroughs that are reshaping transportation. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss our latest automotive investigations and industry insights.